All my friends looking to help me one. Those that don't want to help me are not my friend.
Hi, my name is Monica.
Jiawei.
Afia.
Water.
I'm Jiahui.
Hi, I'm Jia Ying. I'm a mom of two. I'm a digital marketing consultant.
I do sales for a logistics tech company now.
Currently a business development associate.
I'm a freelance videographer and also writer.
I'm a retail specialist consultant.
I'm currently a fresh graduate looking for a full-time job.
10 months.
1.5 years.
3 months.
2 years.
Less than a month. 4 months now.
Shortly after I started looking for a job, I got pregnant. I had morning sickness, so I was puking in between looking at job descriptions. So it was very mentally and physically draining for me at that point in time.
I've actually spent 20 years in China. Came back in 2017 and I started looking for a job. And the main challenges I can see is actually age. For 60 years old, I think no employer would really want to take someone of that age.
I was looking for a change in industry from the healthcare to technology sector. I was still getting offers for that role within the healthcare industry, whereas as compared to potential offers in the tech industry, those interviews were not coming in at all.
So during the 10 months, I think the biggest downfall for me during the 10 months was when I actually had a relapse of depression. Somewhere close to finding a job. Actually, it was towards the end of the 10 months where it just got really depressing after a while. It was mentally exhausting, it was physically exhausting. It was very hard to find something sustainable, and financially also you can see that your bank account is really thinning. I went a few days without taking a shower. Every time I don't take a shower for a few days, that's when I know that I'm getting a relapse.
Having slow replies or no replies from job employers, it's good if someone actually get back to you, but if they don't get back to you, then that's really demoralizing. They'll be like, 哈，早这样久了啊 like, you take so long to find a job. You have to determine everything on your own. You have to come up with a quotation, and you have to determine the prices, everything on your own. To be honest, I think my mom wasn't too receptive to the idea of me freelancing because it's not a proper job. To her, it's not a proper job.
To overcome this kind of challenges, you have got to actually so-called package your experience and say, look, with my experience, what can I do? Or how can I help the company?
How I got out of that was all just a lot in my head. I just had to narrow down my vision and just understand that finding a job is only a very small part of your life, and that you have other elements to you that you also cannot dismiss.
Basically, I try to maintain a positive outlook, and after the interview, I always try to follow up with an email or call, and if I don't, then I know that I've already tried my best, and then I try to look for other jobs.
So how I overcome this difficulty was that I realized I needed to really reach out to my existing network of people who were working in the tech industry to understand from them what are recruiters looking for in a resume or CV to give myself the first chance.
Yes, definitely.
There's this common belief that older people are less creative, reluctant to change, and maybe sometimes they would like to 倚老卖老,
The pockets of time where I didn't have to look after the crying baby, wasn't working, wasn't pumping, and I was mentally alert, wasn't a lot.
I scroll down the job listings, it's maybe 2 or 3 pages, then I scroll down to the bottom, then there's this bolder word that says requirements. Minimum 2 to 3 years of experience. I'm a fresh graduate. Most of us, I believe, do not have 2 to 3 years of experience, even counting internships, school internships, that would amount to about 6 months to at most a year, I believe, including poly and university. 2 to 3 years for a fresh grad, I think it's impossible. Having a degree is a privilege, but for now, everyone has a degree and everyone is hunting for a job. So the market is obviously more competitive now.
I guess people always devalue your work. They don't deem your work as proper work just because you're not bound to like a 9 to 5 kind of job. And they don't see you as having a real job. Like they think that you can't actually get a proper job, and thus you're doing freelance.
Lazy.
Picky.
People think finding a job is as easy as 1, 2, 3. To all the fresh grads out there who are also seeking for a job like me, it's okay if you take a longer time to find a job, because it's your first job after all. It should be something that you really like and really enjoy and be passionate about.
Tweak your experience to suit or to meet the expectation of your employer and their needs.
To not listen to anyone else who's putting you down.
Find something that you're passionate about.
Contribute. They want you to help to solve their problem.
I like a good advice, but also not an advice from someone who doesn't understand my journey.
If you value your work, someone else will value it as well.
Especially in Singapore, they want to extend the retirement age to 67. Physically and mentally, we still find that you can contribute to the society, contribute to the industry itself.
We are fresh graduates, though we have minimal experience, but we have the right attitude because we are just fresh out of uni and we are more strong-willed, more determined than other people out there who are finding their second or third job.
To all employers out there, I think having a mom in your team is the best possible decision that you can make, because she's resilient, she has taken on so many hats at home before. If you're concerned about that she will be thinking about her kids when she's at work, don't be worried, because they would have already a full support system behind them when they make this decision to return back to work.
If you're already looking for entry-level candidates, then please ensure that your requirements are of entry-level.
So after spending 3 arduous months in order to get in tech industry, I'm very happy to say that I felt that the effort was definitely, there was a big payoff. So in my current role, I'm very excited that every day I go to work, you are very driven, and it's very clear that where as a company we're going.
It is a huge relief when you find a job that absolutely fits you. You feel like the entire journey was so worth the exhaustion. I am currently in a team that I absolutely love. My skill set fits the team. I get to learn a lot from my teammates as well. I have a great mentor.
I also realized that the level of engagement between myself and my boss is much greater as compared to what I was used to. I was literally meeting my boss for one-on-ones every single week. I could tell that he was very concerned to make sure I was engaged in what I was doing, having interest in what I was doing at the moment, which was really refreshing.
It is absolutely worth it.